In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a React app and host it on your own personal domain using GitHub pages. So our first step here is we want to create the React app. So I've already navigated to where I want to create this in my in my code editor here, Visual Studio. So what I want to do is I want to open up the integrated terminal. So to do that, I'm just going to go Control, Shift, and the tilde, which is the key right to the left of the 1. And I'm just going to want to create a React app. So I just type in npx create-react-app, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it after myself. Here we go. And as that loads, we're just going to wait. It might take a little while, not too bad. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to create the GitHub repo. So I'm going to go to here. Okay, from your GitHub dashboard, you're just going to come up here and click New. Here you're just going to type in your name. Mine's going to be Truly Buckets here. It's just going to tell me that's not available, but that's okay because I've already created one. So, and then you're going to come down here. Doesn't matter which one you choose. You're going to leave this blank and leave this blank, and you're going to create the repository. So if I head back to Visual Studio here, it's still building my React app. It might take a few more seconds, but it looks like we are almost done. There we are. So what it's going to do is tell us that we're going to go into the folder that we just created here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go cd truly buckets, and I'm in here now. So what I want to do is I want to connect this to my GitHub repo. And so the way I do that is simply typing git initialize. As you can see, it's initialized the empty Git repository. I'm going to git add all. As you can see, we've added everything in here. So I'm going to create my first commit. So I'm going to do git commit and name it first commit. Excuse me. I'm going to enter that command. As you can see, I've added every single thing that the React app has created for me. So I'm going to create a branch here. I'm going to make it main. You can name it whatever you want, but I would recommend naming it main. So here we go, we've got main. And now what I want to do is I want to point the remote at my origin. So, or at my repository, excuse me. So I'm going to type git remote add origin. And so what I'm going to do here is go back to my GitHub repo and find where it tells me to point this to. So as you can see here, it's going to tell me this. If you want, you can just copy this entire line and it'll kind of do it for you. I'm just going to take my link here and go back to Visual Studio and sit in there. There we go. Now it points there. That's a success. So now I'm going to push everything in this repo to that repository, and we're going to see if it works. So first, we're going to go git push to the origin main branch. It's going to take a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. And there we go. So I'm just going to check my repo real quick. Go up here and refresh. And there we go. We got everything in there. So our next step here is we're going to edit a few things in the React app just to make sure that we're going to be able to point where we want. So I'm going to find the package.json file here. It's going to create this for you. So what I want to do up here, first in the scripts, I'm going to type pre-deploy and npm run build. So we're going to tell it the command to run npm run build. So that's going to be our pre-deploy and a comma. And deploy, our main function here, is all it's going to do is it's going to go GitHub pages build. So now that we have that, we should be able to send it up to pages. Alright, another thing that you're going to have to add here is this right here. You're going to have to write home page up here near the name version private. And what you want to do is you want to set that to your website or your github.github.io / your repo. So mine is going to be https //1 and then github.io and /Fruity buckets, because that is the name of my repository in GitHub. I'm going to save this, and I already did because I was just messing around, but you're going to need to add this. You're going to need to push all of this, so you're going to want to type git push and enter that. It's going to give me an error when I send it, but you're going to want to do that right after this. Everything's up to date for me. And then the next step you want to do is npm run deploy. And what that's going to do is it's going to run this script right here, right here. It's going to run deploy. So it's going to do GitHub pages build. So it's going to build your GitHub pages. So as I run this, npm run build, it's going to build it all for me. And if you wanted to name that, you could, but you really don't need to because you're going to be doing it so often. So once this is up, once this says that this has deployed, what I'm going to do is go back to my tab here. Alright, I'm going to be back up here in my tab. I see this. I'm going to go over to settings, select that. I'm going to slide down here on the left side, and under code and automation, I'm going to find pages. And here it's going to tell you where your GitHub site is. Mine has been updated, so it says trulybuckets.online. But what you're going to have a different site here at this time. You can click on it. You'll be able to run your tests. You'll be able to find your application running. You should. And yeah, so I'll show you real quick. Alright, our next step here is actually go to your domain that you purchased. I use GoDaddy, so I'm going to go to GoDaddy. Get in here. I'm already signed in, but I'm going to click this is where you would sign in up here. Click my name, my products. And so I want to work here on this domain that I just bought today. Haven't even opened it, haven't touched it. So I'm going to be doing this with you. And so I was going to scroll down here, click on View Domain Settings. Click over here on DNS. And as you can see, we have a few DNS records in here. We're going to have to change these, but they really won't do that much. We're just going to have to add some. Okay, so what I really want to do here is I want to go back to my GitHub site. I want to go to Pages, and I want to scroll down here. I want to click on Learn More About Configuring Custom Domains, and then I want to click here on Manage a Custom Domain. So, and then as I scroll down, I'm going to find these 4 IP addresses. Yours might be the same, they might be different, so I'd recommend just going and checking to make sure that yours are right. So what I want to do is I want to copy this first one up here, copy it, and I want to come here. I want to add a new record. I'm going to add an A record. I'm going to put in the and here. I'm just going to paste that in there. That's it. That's all you do. And you just have to do this 4 times. So it's going to say success. So I want to add a new record, A, at, and then I'm going to come back here, find the second one. These ones just go 8, 9, 10, 11, but yours may be different. So just paste that in here. That's 9. And I want to add another one here. A. I'm going to save all those. So we have these 4 new records in here. These are right, 8, 9, 10, 11.153. So the next thing that I want to add here is I want to add a CNAME. So this is going to actually point my domain to this GitHub site right here. So what I want to do is I simply just want to take this. I want to say CNAME. This is going to be www, and this is going to be your GitHub name, but without this last right here. You can make it with, but it works for me like this. I'm just going to copy this and put this back here. This is going to save. It might make me take out this HTTPS. So, there we go. So you're going to have it saved like this. Delete this one. And then you're going to save like this. Okay. So now, what this should do is you should be able to come back to your pages here and enter a custom domain. So my domain that I bought was just online. I'm going to save that and hit save. Now what it's going to do here is it's going to do a DNS check. So we're just going to wait for this to complete, and once it shows up as green, then we know that we're good. So we can see that it's good here. And so we're just going to test that. So this should take us to trulybuckets.online, but what you need to do first is, you just need to take out this here in your home page of your code, in your package.json. So just take that out. You want to save that, do a little npm run deploy, make sure it's right. If you get like this because you've closed out Visual Studio, all you need to do is type a cd trulybuckets, or whatever your name here is. So then again, I'm going to run an npm run deploy. And you should be good. After that, you should be ready. So I'm going to wait about a minute or two as this deploys, after this deploys. And when it does deploy, I'll come back. Alright, I'm all loaded up, but before I do that, I want to go back over to here onto GoDaddy, and I want to see this parked, and I just want to delete it, get rid of it, and I don't want it anymore, because all that does is just put a GitHub, or a GoDaddy page, just has it sit over your page when you run it. So here, we're going to check, here we are, I'm going to wait for that in progress. Okay, now that my DNS check is complete, I'm just going to click visit the site, and here we are. So it is up running on my website, and I didn't have to change anything in there. So I'm going to show you how to change this website real quick. So all I'm going to do is just edit this name right here. So what we're going to go back into here. Okay, I should come back into my src app.js, click here. And here's the save to reload. I'm just going to write hello there. And there it is. I'm just going to save that here and refresh. Nothing's going to happen. What I need to do is I need to come back here and run I'm going to run an npm run deploy. And it's going to be up there, and it's going to update right after this loads. And there we go. What that's going to do is it's going to push that back up to GitHub. It's going to push it back up to GitHub here. It's going to load, and once this deploys here, then you'll be good. You can check the progress of this by looking at the actions. So there should be a new one running just about now. Let's check. It says deployed. So here it is. So it's queued, it's waiting, it's about to run. Okay. And now that it's successful, we're going to go over to our app. We're going to reload this. And there it is. Hello there. Hi. And that is it. That is how you create a React app and host it on your personal domain using GitHub pages. Thank you very much.